Hello, everyone, and welcome to Player Hater Gaming. My name is Brandon Ross. I am your host and game master for tonight's episode of Tales of the Skytorn. But before we get into our session, we have a few quick announcements to go through. First off, if you have not done so, please feel free to jump into our Player Hater Gaming Discord, where we have tons of fun sharing memes, talking life, talking about D&D, and just in general building a fun community. Also, very excited. We have our Discord subscriptions in that particular server to where if you be a part of it, which is, by the way, the best way to support us and the amazing work that all of my lovely people do throughout all the incredible gears and machinations that is this incredible content platform, we give you free stuff every month. But if you want to see what it is, you have to come check it out. I'm going to be secretive about it this time, so deal with it. Also, we have another Discord that is an incredible project that I cannot take any responsibility for or speak on, but there is somebody here that can really speak on it to really how great it is. David.
That's a thing. Yep. That's all. So if you are interested in playing, as somebody who is new to the game, somebody who is considered a forever DM that wants to be a player, we definitely will allow you to have fun with creating a new character, as it is based off of our old Sunday games with Twisted Perceptions, Ashirma, Land of Prosperity. So if you want to see how that story progressed thousands upon thousands of years in the future, by all means, join. I know that soon they're going to be having a winter event as well as a new location open up for temporary sake.
Oh man, I'm
So
excited to
that's
see what
going
that
to
is.
be very interesting, as I will not say anything about it, but the mechanics of it, if we were to decide to go through it, would be very, very difficult for players to survive for long. But we're not doing that because even though it is a West March server, we have way too many people to deal with and not enough GMs to partake in that. So there is that.
Am I hearing like
But
a call to GMs, like step up?
yes. If you
Instead
are
of
a
call the arms,
player,
call the GMs.
if you are a player that has decided that you want to create the chaos, that you want to see how it feels like to hold the characters within the palm of your hand, even though the dice gods plus the dice gods may actually decide to let them survive, you have all of the power and capability to, as they say, make them meet their maker. So, you have the ability to do it, or you can just decide that you want to have fun, see what it feels like to actually run events. By all means, we will teach you if that is the case. But yeah, that's our normal spiel, and let's get going.
Let's get rocking. Thank you, David. Appreciate it a lot. We also have our lovely platforms. We have our YouTube channel, we have our TikTok, we have Instagram, and we have X. So all the places where you can keep up to date with the things we do and any announcements we have. Those are the best places to get a hold of us and find us outside of the Discord. You can find us on those by just punching in Player Hater Gaming, and you will find us. With those aside, is there anything else to speak on before we get into the episode? And
Yes, for those of you
reconcile.
who actually celebrate, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. Moving on.
Absolutely. Those of you that are enjoying time with loved ones for the Thanksgiving holiday, please be safe. If you're traveling, stay warm and enjoy your time with your family and friends.
Make sure you have enough gas in the tank in case you need to leave early because you are fed up as well. Make sure of that.
True.
Sounds like that comes from experience, David.
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth.
There is no that is
So
slander.
you're a rules lawyer and a lawyer. Interesting.
Listen, all right. My, as they say, I am a jack of all trades and a master of none. Okay.
True.
So,
Well, with that, let us see if we can reconcile a couple of things that happened a couple sessions ago, actually, and following into last session. Most previously, the group that has come to call themselves the Chaos Crew. One of their members seemed to have succumbed to their hunger, being a creature that must feed upon the energy of dreams. something seemed to almost possess her form and have her lash out against her allies, accompanied by a pair of rather nasty shadow type creatures, demons. Wasn't really discerned or discussed what they may be. But they were there, and they definitely met blade for blade, definitely with the resident barbarian, Levikazan, giving her a good run for her money.
I tried.
Though you did great.
Yeah.
The other one met with Doc and Drakix, where Drakix was unfortunately caught by surprise in his sleep. Thankfully, with the assistance of his allies, they were able to vanquish the two shadow creatures. After a short chase out a window, down the street, and almost up a building, Eva was able to regain control of her body. A rest was had, and the next morning, the unfortunate cabinet chaos that had ensued in the kitchen the night prior was made a little apparent as the Dragonborn had to make a hasty path to get where he needed to get.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
We're going to say hasty path. That's a good one.
Yeah, it works.
I said, "Oh shit!" out the window.
Well, hell.
Well, hail. I almost wish Drakix did have a southern draw. It'd be hilarious. Southern Dragonborn.
Oh God.
Listen, okay? I will not.
Mm-hmm.
Will not.
As a proud northerner, I doubt I can bring him to do that, so it's okay. But with the morning time they had, they discussed what plans they should take, what current things were on their objectives, and where they wanted to go next. I will say that the doctor, that particular player, is not with us tonight as he is spending his time with friends and family. And I am just going to interject as the GM and just say that the doctor did excuse himself after the planning phase and was heading off to do some routine work at the hospital he is renting space out of, which is a quick reminder to the party. It is on the main road that leads into the noble district. It's kind of between the walls that separate the opulent from the noble. It is on the noble side, however.
Okay.
But with that, I will open the table to the remaining members of the Chaos crew. What would all of you like to do? Which plans do you want to act on that you've made in prior sessions? Or did you want to make whole new things and just throw me for an absolute loop? Do as you please. This is D&D. I have to be flying by the seat of my pants 24/7.
Chaos. All right.
Yes. It's been a week. I don't remember what Zahn was going to be doing. I think maybe she was going to the mines.
Yes, that sounds right.
Yeah. Gonna say hi
Mhm.
to Buck. See how things are going there.
Yeah.
That does
Yeah.
sound extremely familiar.
Yes.
Okay. Everybody else?
Red, I think, was supposed to reach out to her contacts to see if she could figure out anything about the
That's
third
correct.
crew and
I
the
think that was you and Drakix, if I remember correctly.
correct.
Were you going to
Mhm.
make separate attempts? Were you going to kind of team it up?
Well, I think he's going to the docks because he knows the dock people better,
Okay.
and I'm going to the inner city because I know the inner city people better.
But he's not going to
Oh,
let her go
yeah.
alone, so therefore he's going to go with her.
Fine.
Gotcha.
Listen, okay? Listen, all right? There's enough craziness, there's enough chaos. We don't need to worry about, like, oh, wait, why is there a body coming through the city?
Not wrong.
There's not people after Red. What are you talking about? No mysterious pieces of paper with
That's-
weird
mhm.
black ink.
No, not at all.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut before I give him ideas. You
That's
know,
what we
Yeah.
have.
I
That's why we
just
have
realized
phrases
something.
like allegedly.
Uh-huh.
I'm shutting up before I give him more ideas than he already has on those pieces of
Yeah.
paper that are
Yeah.
really blank, that are just there for us to think that he has paper.
Yeah, it's just a whole journal of just blank stuff. I just keep flipping pages to freak you out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Just make like page flipping
Exactly
noises
what it
near the
is.
mic and then roll the dice randomly.
Yeah, it's fine.
That tracks very
It
much.
does track, actually.
And Miss Eva.
I was going to try and catch up with Elowin.
Yes. Yes, you were. Okay.
Who's Elwin again?
Well,
He was one
Guardsman.
of the random guards that we ran into when we were escaping
Mm.
the bloodbath that we had caused
Mhm.
in the alleyway.
Oh,
What
yeah.
bloodbath? We didn't cause a bloodbath.
Oh, what are you talking
No,
about?
no.
Mm-mm.
It's not like two of us almost died. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Does the
fine.
prosecution have any evidence that this alleged party was near the scene of the crime? Like, I could really see DraftKings like really lawyering it up.
Oh, he would.
Nobody knows
Hilarious.
we were there. You know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to start with Levikazan. We'll start from the mines.
I
and
was
then
gonna
we'll layer
say, if Eva's gonna go see him, I agree. I don't think anybody should be going alone.
up. Okay.
So she'll go with
Then
Eva.
we will start with the two of you. Obviously, the closest point of contact would be Elowin.
Yeah.
Right.
If Eva wants Zahn there.
I think you're safer with me than if I were to go alone.
Yeah. Yes.
I love the flip of that. I think you're safer with
Yeah,
me.
I was like, I don't know.
I didn't want to say it.
To be fair, I did end up knocking Zon unconscious last week, so
Yeah.
Barely. I'm sorry that I also got fucked up by a thing beforehand.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Kick him when they're down.
Ugh.
You're the barbarian. I have to take what I can get.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, to be fair, like it was magic. It wasn't fair.
Nah. Meh.
Alrighty then.
But no, you're welcome to come if you'd like.
What
Yes.
methods are you going to use to try and find Elowin?
Elowen!
Yeah.
Elowen!
I had
Just
sent,
snatch a town crier's bell and just don.
No.
I had sent a message with either one of the guards or one of the couriers
Yes, you did.
before. I don't remember which one it was.
With one of the guards.
Okay.
I believe you had pulled one aside.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I know that he works in a certain area of the city, so I would just head to that guard station.
Okay. He would work. It would be the area. I'm trying to perfectly recall this knowledge here. He would be between where your house sits and where you used to frequent when you would perform on the streets, because you would try and catch that merchant group that was coming in from the docks.
Sounds right.
You head out to there. It's simple walk. It is just shortly after breakfast this time of day, so it's fairly busy actually. Like the street, I wouldn't say it's like festival packed, but it's pretty busy. You're seeing a few newer things that you would probably mention during this time of year. You're seeing, again, there's not really like weather change, but there is like the idea of, oh, it's getting close to the colder months. Like they say it like that, but it doesn't really get like truly colder. It may get a bit cooler and a bit warmer.
It's
but
like 5 degrees.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like it's harsh. It's just the idea that's just been ingrained through other prior generations living on the ground. It hasn't really completely left the culture to say, oh, it's going to get colder soon. So people are still playing on that, and especially like smart merchants, they're bringing in like what looks to be like fur coats and cloaks and liners, but they're really just like fur edged and not so much fur lined.
It's for the style of it.
Exactly, for the style of it.
It's made to look pretty. It's not
It is
functional.
very much. Like Zon, you're kind of looking. You're like, oh, that looks really nice and warm.
Yeah.
Then you see one of them kind of like accidentally kind of like semi fall off the cart, and he picks it up, and you see the inside sewing job. You're like, that's so
bullshit.
fake. Yeah, exactly.
Bullshit. My cloak is authentic. Okay.
It
I
is,
got the
too.
real shit. I made this.
But it's easy enough to get to that particular guard station. It's a smaller one. It's not 2 stories. It's 1 story, but a larger building of itself. Head inside. There is a... Who is... There is a human male. Looks to be probably late 20s, early 30s. Kind of darker hair, clean shaven. Wearing a way too clean and nice uniform to where you're either like, okay, this guy's fresh out of training camp, or he's just that bored because we're in a nation that's just known to not have a ton of troubles or problems because, one, there is no true capital of the world or the realm. But if there was one, this island would carry that moniker.
Right.
So he's sitting back there. It's early morning. He's got like probably a cup of coffee next to him. You can see it's a dark liquid steam. You're like, it's coffee, whatever. Kind of walk in, he sees you. Good morning. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for Captain Elowin.
Yes, is he?
Actually, I don't even think we even mentioned he was a captain. Is he available? Might I speak with him?
Yes, of course. And he's got a bit of a chuckle to him, but he stands up and leaves. A few moments pass, and he walks back out and he goes, Captain Elowin, and he like bows and extends his hand, and you see Elowin like
Zon's just chuckling a little bit.
Have to keep you on your toes.
I'm aware. I'm not a captain, by the way.
I'll put you there. Don't worry. It'll happen.
He just kind of like just waves you back to his office.
One of these days, it'll happen.
And the individual still giggling a bit. Oh yeah, he'll get that promotion one day. And he goes back to his desk.
Man, you're really just gonna let that slide, huh? It's almost insubordination right there.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets inside his office, he closes the door. He's like, nah, I'm not.
I can smack him
If
around
that's the
a little bit
worst
if you
thing I
want.
hear all day, I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
Very fair.
So what can I do for you?
I
He
wanted
kinda
to
takes a
follow up
seat
with
behind
you
his
on
desk.
that. I wanted to follow up with you on that scene in the alleyway. Was there
Oh,
anything that
gosh.
came of that?
Yeah. I mean, what are you interested for?
Well, don't go telling anyone. But I kind of had an encounter the other night, and I was just wondering if maybe that was the last of them, and the streets were finally clean. I guess. Because otherwise, I mean, I have a kid too. I ain't gonna be letting
Of course.
anybody
No.
wandering after dark.
No. I'm guessing, you walked away fine, I see.
Relatively. I don't think they were
He-
after me. I think
He
there was
looks
someone
over at
else.
Zahn, and he kind of looks up a little bit, even though you probably are sitting at this point. He's
Oh,
still
no,
like, it's
she's
over
standing.
it's over than a lot of up.
I was passed out in
See.
a bar.
Oh, so well then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't after me. We just happened to intersect.
Right. Well, in that case, I'll make a persuasion.
I'm good at those,
Yeah.
right? I'm good
Yeah.
at those, right?
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
17. Well, in that case, We're uncertain. There's been a bit of, I don't know how to word this really, possibly linked situations happening at certain parts all over the Dynasty area.
If I'm not really following up for my own information, I'm following up for one of my fellows who was with me. He's kind of a medicine man, and he would be interested in knowing if any of them had, like, black wounds. He says that it's
I'll
something he's been looking
imagine
into.
he's very busy.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It's interesting to say that particular. We have been seeing an increase in these kinds of things, and typically we have been unable to manufacture cure outside of very divine matter,
We've
and that
been
in itself is limited.
dealing with it as well in our travels. Well, I was at one point stabbed as well, but it ended up in me being, petrified, and I had fingers broken off, and I was revived by a cleric, and it's a whole story. But basically, yes, we've experienced the magic required.
He kind of leans forward on his desk. Don't tell me you've taken to adventuring.
Not intentionally, but strange
Eva.
bedfellows. Kind of points at Zon.
He kind of like
Zod just
slumps back in his
waves.
chair. Oh no.
I didn't start it.
That is true. She did not start it.
Nope. She's very good at what she does, though. I will say.
Good.
We are making sure to make sure that, she comes back to her kid.
Good.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to die before she does. Gladly.
Well, I don't want any of my citizens dying.
I'm technically not your citizen.
Are you on my island?
Technically.
Then you're my citizen.
I appreciate that.
He's one of those rare ones. You just accept it, Zon.
Okay. Yes.
Ever since Gallon.
I was actually going to talk with you
Rare.
about that. How far do you trust your colleagues, Elowen?
I mean, it kind of depends who it is.
Are there any that give you that weird feeling in your stomach lately?
Oh, yeah.
You should stop by our house later then. We might be able to assist.
Okay.
I'd rather not talk where ears might hear.
Right.
But, stay safe.
You as well.
And don't worry about supper. I have it covered.
Thank you.
Of course.
Is there anything else?
Not immediately.
Okay.
I would say, be careful of any black weapons. I'll explain more later.
We've procured one.
Oh, you have?
Yes, it's not here. It was sent off.
Well, I'd imagine it went for examination.
Yes.
Where did you get it from?
From that scene.
I was not aware one was left behind. Be very careful around that weapon.
We are.
We'll talk later.
Okay. And he will stand up. And he'll walk you out of the building.
As we're going down the street, Zon just is like waving goodbye as long as she can. And then she gets distracted by a sweet cart on the way.
That tracks.
All right.
Do you have any money for that?
Yeah. I have a hole, opens her pouch, fiddles through it. 7 platinum still.
That's
I'm
so
not go-
much fucking candy.
I'm not going to say no to you, but just
Uh-huh.
make sure you spread it over a period of time so that you get to enjoy it longer.
Yes, I remember that. 1 platinum equals 10 gold. Yep,
It's a lot of candy.
it's a lot of candy.
Well, shall we go say hi to Buck then?
Sure. Yeah.
I
Sure.
I've done everything that I was going to do. So
Okay.
Okay.
just
Okay.
had to, put a little worm in his ear, that's all.
Good idea.
All right. As you two make your way, are you going to walk there? Or are you going to train it up?
My thought was whichever one is faster,
Yeah.
like if we have to walk to a train station to get there faster,
Yeah.
That
Then yeah.
definitely will be the fastest way.
Sure.
then yeah.
Okay. So as you two do that, Red and Draken,
Yes.
who
Yes.
will be going to their contact first?
I mean, start
So-
out, work our way in. You?
Yeah, I was gonna say, aren't we kind of closer to like the inner city anyway?
Mm-hmm.
You're closest to the inner city.
Yeah, so that he would just go like, we'll go to yours first, and then go, then head over
Alright.
to the docks.
Whatever you say.
All right. What? I would say you would probably have a few to pick from. What kind of contact would you be most inclined to try and reach out to?
Hmm. I would say any of the ones that are usually out on the street late at night, the more skulky types.
Okay. So would you want, I'm going to give you 3 monikers to choose
Okay.
from, and you tell me who you want. You have an individual you know as the merchant, one you know as the broker, and one you know as the informant.
Uh, broker, actually.
Broker?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Drakix.
Mm-hmm.
She leads you through what appears to be the quite nicer part of the lower end noble district. Most of the buildings are made from very fine wood or half stone, half wood. Some are made entirely of stone. It's a pretty decent area. Streets are well maintained. You see a decent guard presence. But after a few chosen paths, in some way, shape, or form, you aren't really sure how the hell this happened. But you find yourself in like back alleys, like sub street level. Like I'm talking like 5, 10, 15 feet sub street level. And you're starting to get a little nervous because you're like, we're getting kind of down there.
So pretty much places that he normally visits.
Places you normally visit, but it's not this like you feel like you could take just a 5-foot turn and you'd be right back in the middle of the incredibly like well-made noble district. It's baffling to you how close it is to the main streets.
Under his breath, he just goes, "Who the fuck would set up here? This is like just asking to be found. The purpose is not to be found.
Hiding
here's some-
in plain sight, my dear.
More like he has probably a couple of screws loose.
Or he butted the right hands.
Sure. He shuts up at that and he's just like, He goes, okay, I'm gonna leave this one alone.
Alrighty then. As she leads you down and through, you do come to eventually actually like a 10-foot wide alleyway, and there is one standing out business sign hanging from a bit like an outcropping of a like an overhang essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a picture of a like a depicted rat hanging out of a tankard. called.
Damn
Stop!
Okay,
Shut up.
Important
Focus.
question. Important question.
Yes.
it.
Does he recognize
Come on,
this
camera.
as somebody who is, I want to say, would he have possibly dealt with somebody that actually has that kind of symbol to them?
So you, interesting enough, you have seen this particular image used before. The name doesn't match, but you have seen the image. And it's
Okay.
just called the Drowned Rat.
Okay.
Head
You
inside.
feeling all right over there?
I am just a little bit surprised that you've
Hmm.
also visited the drowned rat and dealt with them.
I've got all kinds of contexts that you could probably really be surprised with.
I shouldn't really be, but I
Mhm.
am. So therefore,
Truly.
Head
Shall we?
inside.
yep, you shall.
Okay. Inside is a, I wouldn't say dim and I wouldn't say bright, kind of like in between dim and bright. It's got some torches going.
Mm-hmm.
It's moody.
It's moody.
Ooh.
There is a visible layer of smoke, like on the top quarter of the whole place. As you can see,
Mhm.
this is mostly a drinking and cigar bar. To you, Drakic, like, oh, this is just where you come to get the illegal cigars, essentially. To you, that's like your quick looking around perception as your background, which I will not say here. It's on you to if you choose to reveal that.
She knows. She knows. Remember,
Uh-huh.
I blurted it out
Oh yeah,
last
you did
week.
blur it out.
Uh-huh.
So based on your smuggler background, you know this is like, oh, this is where they get the illegal stuff. But heading in, Red, you need to make a perception check for me. Actually, you can too,
Perfect.
Drakex. You both can.
Alrighty. Let's see what this +0 gives me.
That'd be
That's
a
a 6.
That'd be a 24.
Wrote the
This is
24.
this
You're
is
looking
the reason
around.
why Drac is with her.
Yeah. You're looking around, Red, and you
Yeah.
notice actually kind of in the center of this room is this humanoid individual with their back turned towards you, sitting by themselves. They have this kind of greasy black slicked back hair. They are wearing a cloak, but the hood is down. Its color is this really deep, like royal purple. It's pretty well like snazzy looking from this angle. But you've seen this cloak before, Red. You don't remember if you ever got a name, but you do know that this is the broker.
All right. She will go ahead. They're at a table, right?
This
there any
person, yes.
Right. Are there any chairs nearby? Like
Oh,
empty
yeah.
table? Yeah, cool. She'll go ahead and snag a chair at the table.
Okay. So Red, you've seen this person before, but for Drakix, as you get closer, you see now there was what you saw was slightly tipped ears, maybe like half elfish. But as you've gotten closer, you realize not half elfish, half orc. But not
Mm-hmm.
quite the build expected. They're actually like a bit of a slimmer, more lithe, almost like a swimmer's build, half orc. They have this kind of, instead of being mostly like tones of greens with splotches of greens, it's a little more like blue green to their skin tone. Their tusks are grown to proper proportions. They're not filed down or anything like that. They're not trying to hide what they are. But you do notice that in front of them is an open box of cigars, and there is one just fat stogie he's chewing on in his mouth. And he's got a drink with him, and he also has his pretty thick book with him. He seems to be just writing something down. Could be running numbers, could be names, sales. You're uncertain.
Mm-hmm.
Red, I will say for you, since you have a 24 on that, you look and you can see that it looks like they're tallying prices.
Oh, okay. Now, having dealt with this person before, is she aware if is this like a bribe situation where she has to pay for information?
You have in the past,
Okay.
but you also know that if you can come to a deal, essentially, payment can be deferred and payment can be taken in other forms, such as goods plundered. Maybe that he asks you to take somebody for a walk.
Oh, right. All right.
We'll say it nicely. You take someone down to the docks. We'll put it that
Yeah.
way.
We're headed there anyway. It's fine.
Exactly. But you know it's either upfront or if you know you have a payout that will come at the completion of whatever information you're trying to get, you
Mhm.
have convinced them in the past to defer that upfront payment for a larger pay later. And thankfully you haven't. I would say Red probably hasn't skimmed this person. This is like
Oh,
the kind of
no.
person that would skip out.
Yeah.
Like, I would imagine Red would probably take a cut of her own stuff if she felt he didn't get paid properly.
Right.
Because I would think Red's never feared this. Make an insight check.
Oh, geez. Okay. We're gonna be re-rolling it. All right.
With
10
which
total.
help dice.
Oh no,
or...
no. If it's
Okay.
a help dice, I'll call that out.
Okay.
23. It's a nat
20.
20, by the way.
Jesus, nice. Yeah, you have never feared this person, but you have seen firsthand what they're capable of.
Okay, so massive amounts of respect. Got it. And yeah, Red's not the type of person to ever really skimp out on anything. She's above board with her shady dealings, if that makes
It
sense.
does make sense. Sometimes you gotta take a cut to your own pile to make sure you don't get cut on your fingers.
Right. Exactly.
Like that's the kind of person you're dealing with when it comes to the broker. Like they've taken fingers.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while. How have you
Huh?
been?
He sets it on the edge of the table. Well, and he actually stands up.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been?
Been better, been worse. Just depends, really.
Well, you're still on this side of the cloud ocean.
That's always a blessing.
He looks to
So,
Drakix.
this is my associate, Drakix.
He just nods. Doesn't say
Make an
anything.
insight check, Drakix.
Lovely.
You too, Red.
Oh, okay.
That's a 14.
Okay.
20. Dirty 20.
Drakix deafened for half a second. I'll give you a thumbs up. Red, you notice there's like a twitch to his eyelids when you
Ooh.
say that name.
Okay. And
It's nice to meet you.
that's all that she notices is just the twitch
That's
to
it.
the eyelids.
He'll sit down. He'll grab his cigar and stick it back in, kind of just barely to the right of his tusk, but just kind of sits there like almost impaled on it.
Ah.
Well,
Sounds about right.
I guess you're here for a reason.
Right, I certainly am. I'm looking for some information. And of course, the usual sort of recompense in
he-
exchange.
At this point, he closes his book and like just sets it aside with the cigars. Well, what can I do for you?
A couple of pieces of information, actually. One
No.
probably much rarer than the second. But firstly, have you heard of any sort of people skulking about in the night. We're trying to find them. They're using very black weapons that seem to change anyone they stab or wound in any way. Black veins.
Make a persuasion.
Okay.
And before you roll it,
Oh, I just did. Sorry.
I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking straight at the camera. I'm not turning my head.
Okay.
Before I look at that,
Mm-hmm.
Red would know. Typically, is there anything you want to do to, off the cuff, begin to sweeten the pot?
Oh, she's sliding a gold across.
1,
I mean, she would know how much this type of information usually costs, right? This
how
is
much
not her
gold
first
how much
rodeo.
gold is on your character?
How much gold is on my character? Well,
That's never a comforting question.
no, it never is.
Okay. As she asks the question, Drac actually slides over 4 gold.
There we go. All right,
Okay.
because Drac has all my gold.
Okay. So you put 1 over, he puts 4 over, 5 total?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have not looked yet. I'll let you
Okay.
choose. Do you want to reduce the DC or do you want advantage?
I'll reduce the DC.
Okay. What'd you roll?
16.
Okay. Well, and he very slyly takes the 5 gold and just slides it into his other hand and pockets it. There has been a bit of a rise of a newer organization in the city. They've been a bit aggressive with their initiation to the streets and seem to be growing members, what is it they say, by the dozens.
All right.
It's not really by the dozens, but it's a pretty good saying.
I imagine none of the other groups are happy about this at all.
No, you know how the balance of
Mhm.
power is around here.
Right.
It's
And
always been the 3 families taking over the undercarriage, and everybody else gets to enjoy their 4 wheels.
Exactly.
Give me a history check.
Okay.
You with advantage, Drakic, just regular.
Okay.
Good thing that's with advantage. Good lord.
That's a 10.
That's
I'm
a
just
nat
going
20.
in. I'm just
Nat-
going on freaking basic right now. I'm just going
Yeah.
average, This works for me.
Yeah, that's a nat 20 for a 22.
Nice.
Yay.
Give me 1 minute.
Okay.
Get... Well, shoot. Please hold.
Do, 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 do.
I'm having to just search my Google files by like keywords.
Do, 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 do.
Okay, so you would know off the
Perfect
bat. Actually,
timing.
first off,
Mhm.
Drakic, you've been in the world. You know that those particular terminologies have a purpose, but you can't really. You figure it's some kind of euphemism for the structure of how this island works.
Mm-hmm.
Red, you
Mhm.
immediately know this as the 3 underbelly organizations and the 4 great noble houses.
Mm-hmm.
You would know this as the Serpent's Guild,
Mhm.
the Whispering Syndicate,
Hmm.
and the Crimson Cartel.
Okay.
The 4 houses you would know of
Hmm.
is House Silverthorn,
Hmm.
House Stormblade,
Hmm.
House Ravenshadow,
Hmm.
and House Forge.
Okay.
And you would know that while there are other noble houses in this region, or excuse
Hmm.
me, on this island, those 4 are the main predominant figures. Like they have seats on the council.
Nice. Okay. 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 Okay.
And typically, like, basically what he's saying is we 3 rule underground. These 4 hold the carriage that is the culture of this island.
Right. Mm. Any information that you could provide that would help with the eradication, I would assume would be less costly to keep the balance of power?
Well, you're right. Some things are in the works, but I'm not going to stop you from lending a hand here and there.
Who should we contact concerning this?
Well, I can tell you where not to go. We've got the
Right.
docks on lockdown.
Okay.
Whatever they're doing, whatever they're using, they've got these blades.
Right.
They look like they're made from the night sky.
Right. They're black and they
Right.
grow.
You seen them?
I have. Up close and personal.
You've been cut by it,
But I recovered.
and you're fine. No
Of course. No,
urgent
none of that.
thing.
No, I've seen the effects it can have, and no, it's far too far past the time where I would have shown any sort of symptom.
How'd you do it? And he like leans, like you have garnered his full attention. How?
Drac is gonna kind of like lean forward and be like, for something like that, that's gonna cost too. This is a trade after all.
Any word of where these things might be holed up? Any word of any of this? I need it. Because we will find these people and eradicate them.
He'll kind of look at Drakix when he says that.
Oh, Jesus.
I'll take no talk back from a survivor of the Stardust. And he'll look to Red. We don't know where they are. We just know where they're not gonna. We have the docks locked down.
Docks are
And
locked.
he
Got it.
shoots a glance at Drakix again.
Doesn't say a thing.
And then he'll look back to Red.
Hmm. Is that the only place that's locked down?
That's what we can control.
Right.
Where most of our power is, most of our money is.
Right.
If they're gonna bring in anything else, it won't be at those docks. Anywhere else someone can board the island, too far away.
Well, I don't know. These came from pretty far out. I
I
know
know.
where it originated. In any case,
With
any of your
anything,
people that get
I'd look to the valley.
look to the valley. Okay. A word for any of your people that get injured by these blades. And there is a man at the hospital. who can deal with this. His name is the Doctor. That's it. Yes, I know. Monica, but still.
We've heard of him. He's done some work before.
Right. Well, he'll be able to look to your people.
Good.
We need us all as healthy as we can be, anyway, in order to deal with this in the first place.
Well, anything else?
I want just one small little thing. Would she know if he knows who Radrion is?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Radrion was not huge up
Yeah.
the totem pole. He
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
dirt below the fucking. He was the bedrock that was just below the dirt, that was below the wooden totem pole.
Now, this may or may not be related, but I had an old contact that I know died. People had seen his body, and now he's not. And he seems to have grown some abilities he did not have before. Have you heard of anything like this in town?
No.
Can I insight that? Is he needing money from this?
Sure. Make an inside check.
Dang it. I'm re-rolling that.
What'd you roll?
A freaking 8.
Oh.
Oh, that's worse. That's a 4.
God, I love this dice.
Yeah.
Somebody
Nat
needs
20.
to burn that dice.
Yeah, right. Cool. Nat 20. I'm never catching that. All right.
He seems generally without knowledge.
And it's not something that a little gold might lubricate your memories, then?
Can't say I've heard of anything like that.
Right.
I mean, outside of those that can give the donations to the temple to bring their loved ones back.
True.
And even then, that's, what, once every 10 years?
Right. This is nothing like that. He looks dead. But he's up and walking.
Interesting.
Unsettling at best. In any case, thank you for your information.
Very well. Two of
Uh,
you have a great rest of the day.
You too. And she will get up and start to walk out.
Okay. Drakex?
For a moment, Drake actually thinks about asking anything in general, but knowing the tone and what he said, he's just going to nod and just start to leave.
Okay. Two of you head back onto the streets.
Okay, now I need answers. What was that about?
As he said, I am the only survivor.
Right. And that means what to him?
Depending on who you're asking, that means that I am cursed.
Right.
Because everybody else died on the ship, and yet somehow I was able to stay afloat long enough to be picked up by another ship, as no one else survived. So, there's that.
Right. How widespread is that belief? Is it going to cause us more issues when we look into this side of how things are run?
Typically, no. I'll just keep my mouth shut. But I am technically the wallet, so therefore, there's that.
Like kind of greases palms a little bit with you having the money.
Is that Drax's new moniker, the wallet?
That's
Don't tell
probably
Zahn.
that's one. Zahn already knows. Come on, she's already seen it.
No, see, the difference is that you're going to go from Drakex to the wallet.
That is
Mhm.
true.
Zahn will
I
call
mean-
you the wallet.
And Red already calls Zahn bless you, so
He's just gonna shrug at this point. In all honesty, he's just gonna like, all right, that's fine, it's whatever. But he is gonna say, well, that means that I don't have to take a trip onto the dock as it's all shut down, which means that anybody that I could contact is probably somewhere hidden already, as they are not going to be able to do much of anything.
all right. He said something like look to the valley. So I suppose the next time we all get back together, that's where we need to head.
All right. As for now, what do you want to do?
Well, our day is certainly cut short. I'm not certain where I could find more information about anything I'm looking for, so we could always head back.
Could always try to rob the dick. But then again, that place is not here, but yet here, so
Mm-hmm.
no. It's gonna be pointless, so never mind.
You didn't have anything else you wanted to do, right?
I'm itching to get back on the sea. Well, cloud sea anyway, but I'm not
Yeah.
used to all of these days upon days of staying on land without really a goal. Half the time it feels like we are doing things, and yet the chaos of things are actually what are keeping us in.
Landlocked, I know.
Yeah,
I mean, we do have the temple to look for, but
but that's out there, and
Mm.
currently we do not have means to get out there or the actual means, really. I don't have a ship because I accidentally should have kept one of those. But,
right.
you know,
Cannot tell you how happy I am as a GM that you sunk all of them.
for the moment, as it was, I'd rather have not kept one of them in anyway. But I'm pretty sure I could liberate a ship from somebody one of these days.
Right,
After
or
the docks have been, or
we could always pay our way to Loomshire.
we could. Or we could also go back and see if there is anybody stupid enough to use that dock, and we'll just liberate the ship as it is.
Well, to make sure we get everything packed up here nicely first. It kind of is a little bit our fault that there is a third crew running around. A little. Don't tell anyone I feel bad about it.
I will tell no one the fact that you actually feel in a conscience. No worries.
Appreciated.
So, let's go and, I guess, try to actually teach Cassandra how to smuggle? Or uh, coerce people to open their wallets for her, I guess would be the proper term. And he's gonna
Right.
start walking towards.
Walking back, okay.
Yeah. And Red will go too.
With that, Zahn and Eva, the two of you
Yes.
get off of your Weave Tech train at does make a stop smack dab in the middle of the kingdom's efforts to continue to mine for materials for various purposes.
Yep.
You see the familiar shack where a once boss may or may not be seated.
Still technically boss.
Technically.
Technically.
There's a wanted poster with your name.
Oh god. Whoops, let's just quickly tear that down, stuff it in the
I'm
bag.
joking.
Nah, she'll walk over to the shack. Actually,
Mhm.
nah, she's gonna find Buck first. That's not where he is. She's gonna go towards the mine that she knows that he usually is in.
Mhm.
And she's gonna ask, are there people like going in and out of it?
You do see some people that are like pushing a cart, two of them like pushing a cart along our way. It's just
Mhm.
loaded with various dirt, raw gems. Like
Yeah.
it's not like what you saw previously from the other
Mhm.
place. It still needs to be very much sorted through, cleaned. It looks like about
Refined.
it looks like 40% dirt
Oh
and
no.
60% raw material.
Ruh-roh.
And it's two kind of larger gentlemen pushing a cart along a railway.
She will go up to them and kind of walk beside them. Morning, lads.
Morning.
Zahn. Yeah.
Zahn.
Yeah.
We thought you died.
Nah, I'm hard to kill. It's fine. I'm good. I just, things got busy. We went, places.
And as you say, I'm hard to kill. You hear from behind you, and hard to show up on work on time.
She just
You
like
look behind
slow
you.
turns.
Yeah. You see a familiar half human, half dwarf, meaty knuckled, pickaxe slung over his shoulder, Buck.
Hey there, Buck.
Don't hey there, Buck me. And he like points the pickaxe actually like it's a sword.
You would just back
Where
against the
have
wall.
you been?
I've
And he like pokes you with it.
She doesn't move. She'll just gently move it down. I've been doing things.
You've been adventuring. And he like
I
scolds you with it like
I have, okay? Things have been happening and I need to find things and fix things and
It's not entirely her fault. We all almost died, so
yeah.
He looks at you, Eva. His whole demeanor changes. Oh, hey, Miss Eva. And he like sets the pickaxe down. He looks at Zahn while you're freaking out. What? Her contract's completed. Yours
So,
stayed open. You said you would come back and work.
yeah, I didn't realize I had to be here every single day. It's not in my
That's
contract.
how work works.
It's not in my contract to be here every day.
Excuse me for thinking you had this thing called common sense. Apparently uncommon trait with you people.
With my people?
Yeah, the tall ones.
And I was boy.
Do I
At least I can see into the cart.
Oh shit.
You can see his knuckles are getting pretty tight on that pickaxe.
fight, 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 fight.
What are you gonna do?
What do you want?
I was going to say hi. And, kind of explain where I've been and,
Oh, come on. And he pulls you off to the side. Whether it's like this ramshackle, decently built bench for people to sit on and just enjoy their lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
He just slams the pickaxe into the wall. It just sticks. Takes a seat. Well,
Shit's been going on here. Lots of shit. When was the last time that I talked to you? Do you know she got petrified and I broke her fingers off and then
He looks at you, then immediately looks at your hands.
we got them back on. Clerics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
We might owe the temple some money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then, we went over. Are you okay? Do you need a sneeze? No.
Yeah, allergic to your bullshit.
Oh, come on, Buck. Can't be that bad here without me. Do you need little Miss Me to lift the rocks into the cart?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Glad you're okay.
Sorry I've been showing up to work.
No, we fired you anyways.
What?
Didn't show up?
Did you not Okay. Yeah.
Can always come back.
If I need to work out frustrations, I'll come back. I could probably use some
Works
of
for
that,
me.
actually. Anywho, I mean, things have been going on. Have you noticed anything weird happening here again lately? Maybe like something different, people hiding things.
No. Well, there is something, but it's not really my fucking concern.
Okay, I mean,
Apparently, there's some things going on down on the private side of the mines.
yeah, there have been. I heard about that. Yeah.
Apparently, somebody came in and blew up their whole damn private dock. It was fucking hilarious.
Somewhere a dragonborn sneezes.
Yeah, that sounds very weird. How has it been for you guys on this side then with that
Oh,
happening?
we're fine. We don't ship out anywhere.
Cool.
We take it straight up.
Cool.
And he
cool.
kind of nods to where you can see like the rapid climb up to the wall that separates basically the Fey Drift area from the Rainbow Quarry.
Okay. That's good. It must have upset them a lot. Have they been
Yeah, it
slowing
was
down?
great.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, was there a particular company that took a hit from that? I thought that they were all in cahoots together.
No, they were all in. I wouldn't obviously they're their own businesses, but they all use that to give a kind of a decent way to get things off the island faster instead of having to haul it up the Weave Tech Railway all the way across the entire expanse of the Fey Drift Dynasty, then get to the docks, which is what they've been doing, and it's been hilarious because we get priority.
Understood.
That's why they built their own
Yeah.
out there, so they can just go
Okay.
straight to it. Not anymore. Well, they'll probably up and running here for too long.
Yeah.
Is one hurting more than the rest?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you know whose ships blew up?
Ships. There were ships?
Well, we would assume that
That's
there's
what comes into
ships
the
at the
dock.
docks.
I just knew the docks got
Oh.
obliterated.
I mean, how would
We
they
didn't
get
know what happened.
I'm just assuming docks and ships, you know?
I don't know.
Maybe we should go and ask them.
Or maybe not. Like, that's not really our business.
Yeah, that's true. We already did one favor for them.
And it sucked.
And
Yeah.
that's one too many.
It is.
If those things weren't coming all the way up here, I would let them burn.
So if you get priority on that must mean that it's actually quite crowded up there right now.
It can get that way.
Sorry, just logistical mind trying to process.
Nah, just usually they've been working overnight.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not happy about that one.
No.
They're not, and it's great. Buck seems super thrilled right now, by the
Oh,
way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Might have to
okay.
go find a seat and watch the show at some time.
Right? Could be fun. Could be fun.
Nah.
Well, I guess I don't have a job here anymore. But at least I'm not being kicked out.
No, it's just can't go into the mines. You probably shouldn't be here in the first place because typically it's very dangerous here. We know what you can do. Your whole group is great. Still dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will see you around, you know. Maybe we fight again. Who knows? I might need more money. You might need more money after I beat you next. Who knows?
You couldn't beat me.
Want to put money where your mouth is?
I'm not falling for this one 3
Uh-huh.
times.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, I think I guess I'm fired, so I'm not needed here for the rest of the day, Eva. I guess go back home, see if the others have lived.
Stay safe, Buck. Don't
Yeah.
let the rocks get
Very
you.
much.
Yep.
Yeah, I should probably go.
Yeah.
And with one hand, he just pulls the pickaxe out of the wall.
Stay safe, friend.
You too. And he slings over his shoulder and wanders off into one of the mines.
Well, I'm glad that it's turning out okay for them. You know? The docks blowing up, that's yeah. We're just not gonna say anything and get back on or wait for the train and
Yeah.
yeah. Zod knows enough to not talk about that in this location.
All right. You head out. Red and Beckett.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
What have you been up to?
I'm not sure we have anything to do.
Once again, Drac is trying to locate Cassandra in order to teach her the smuggling ways.
She's at school. Leave her alone.
Fine.
Do you just go back to the
Yeah, Eva's house.
household of Eva and hang out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
About an hour and a half, 2 hours pass before the door opens and Eva and Zon walk in.
You're back surprisingly early.
Right. Well, one of our locations didn't pan out. Found out ahead of time that we should probably stay clear of the docks if we're looking for information.
Closes the door. Did anything particular happen?
You talked to a broker, and he said they have their docks locked down pretty tightly. The whole 3 of the underground factions are searching for this new crew of people who apparently grows their numbers rapidly. They do know of the weapons. They said that we should look to the valley if we want answers. So perhaps that should be our next stop. Didn't want to go there without you, though.
All right. What could be out there?
Not certain. But apparently, as large as this group is growing, they're still somehow able to be hidden, for the most part.
Well, usually that comes from one of 2 places. Somebody has a lot of magic or somebody has a lot of money.
I'll go with the
So-
money part.
We're not talking about any of the above board houses, though.
Maybe not directly, but in
True.
order to find the people who have that power and, enlist them, so to speak.
Right.
That's still costly.
Right.
That or they're very, very good at their skills, which is not impossible, but odd.
Unlikely. So follow the money in the valley. Got it.
That would just be my guess.
Right.
Besides, after Lord Harlow told us about the court of, what did he call it? Court of Stars or something? I don't remember. It wouldn't surprise me that there is magic and power tied in with the nobles anyway. Since they can make their own interplanar dimensions whenever they feel like it.
Right.
There's some powerful magic in that too. And if one of them has decided to go their own way, so to speak, or heaven forbid decides that they, don't like Wingata anymore,
Mm-hmm.
that opens a few doors for some certain individuals.
Does.
I don't know, that's me theory crafting. I wouldn't put too much on it just yet, but
Something
Makes
to look
sense.
into. Also, they had no apparent knowledge of any sort of undead traveling the streets. So no
So they're
word on
staying
Radrion.
so they're staying out of sight for the most part.
Right. How about you two? How'd it go?
Well,
Oh,
someone got fired.
Yeah, I don't have a job anymore.
Mm.
Yep.
No surprise, considering how long it's been since she was last at the mines.
Hey, it's not
But-
my fault. I'm following you guys around and,
You have a brain in your head, right?
yeah, but are you okay?
Damn.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Wow. Drag is
Roll
just
for psychic
blinking at
damage.
this moment. He's just like, wow. He's just shocked at the fact that that came out of her mouth.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Zod's not crying on the inside. It's fine. I do, but you're kind of my friends, and I don't want y'all to die. So, yeah.
Right, so perhaps we don't take any more solo jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
Anywho, so what are we gonna do? What's our plan?
I have one of the other guards that may stop by later this evening, so I do want to make sure that we get back before he arrives.
Right.
He's the one that we encountered on the street before, and he has some knowledge about the weapon. He says they're looking into the weapon specifically because it is odd to them, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And sorry, feline problems. He might be able to assist us in some ways with both that and Captain Gallon. So I do want to see where he stands and possibly loop him in on that. Because
Right.
having
Captain
someone
Gallon.
there would be useful, to say the least.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't just follow commands, which means that he's able to think for himself. Not that Gallon
Right.
didn't, but
There's word of
Did he,
some that
though?
are under thumbs. So
and he would know who they are.
exactly. And he could certainly find at least a little bit of justice for Captain Gallon.
I worry about putting him in danger because he does have a family of his own, but we're
Right.
really just running out of connections at this point.
We are.
So, if we would like to go to the valley, as long as we make it back by evening, I don't have really much of a concern.
What time of day is it right now, DM?
Well, let's say with the things you've all accomplished, travel time here, there, everyone's probably either pretty hungry because you have definitely missed lunch or you grabbed something on the way. But I would say it's between a solid time right in the middle between lunch and dinner. So probably like 3,
Oh, so
4.
We should
Don't know.
probably stay here for the night,
Mm-hmm.
just in case.
That
And
tracks.
then head out to the valley in the morning.
Yes.
sounds good.
Right.
All right. Well, with that, we will take our break, go get some snacks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I will
Snack
stay.
time.
It is snack time, and I'm excited. I've got kettle corn.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice
kettle
snack.
corn.
Nice.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Indeed.
Well, everybody, we're going to go take a quick 10-15 minute break. We're going to get our snacks. So you should go get your snacks so you can
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure that while you're watching, you're tuning in and snacking because, per usual, I am a huge proprietor of snacking at the D&D table. It is a pastime that should always be exercised. So we'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. Thanks for hanging out.
giant lobsters.
Yeah, so many giant lobsters.
Lobsters.
Listen.
Hello,
all right? Let's
and
not
welcome
talk
back.
about the giant orcas that are in the Cloud Ocean or the giant. Oh, sorry.
Do you want to
bad.
know what's in the Cloud Ocean? I'll tell you right now if you really want to know.
Clouds.
Fucking clouds. Thank you all so much for hanging out during our snack break. We hope you went and got snacks too. And as per usual, we're just going to take a few minutes to just kind of hang out and chill because I want to have a little more just seeing what's going on in chat. I don't get to do it a whole lot because I get yelled at if I look at it too much.
He does.
So,
Yeah,
how
he really
is
does. He
everyone
tends to
doing
forget
today?
about us. That's why.
In general, and also just talk to my players. How you guys?
I see a rotten chat. I hope you're having a good time, brother.
Y'all better not be dying. Hey there, doctor. Hope you're having a good
Listen.
time with your family.
Listen.
Y'all better not be dying.
I have no idea about the fact that Drac may or may not have been like exceedingly close to dying
to
if he said the
allegedly.
wrong thing. Okay?
Zahn took a short nap. It was fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I don't need hit points.
Yeah, you know, hit points.
What are hit points?
What are they?
Well, I was actually, honestly, I know I'm like the president of the snack club, but I'm still full from dinner, so I didn't have snack this time. I just had my drink.
Yes.
About the same here. I'm just living off of Pepsi and Coke for now. I'll probably grab some grapes before bed.
Nice, solid,
Mhm.
solid.
I actually made myself some bacon and eggs because I didn't have much of a dinner, so I was like, protein.
What's fast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Crackers?
No. The snack tray is empty.
Snack tray is empty. Oh no.
Yeah.
Rip snack tray. F in the chat.
Mhm.
Red popcorn.
Oh, we already know what I had. It was popcorn.
Yep. Good talk. Call me tomorrow.
Popcorn's my favorite.
Oh man. Well, we're just sitting here, just hanging out real quick. Just give you guys a reminder. And yeah, I can't have like a spoiler-free thing or keep secrets. I love to gush about my Discord content team. They do amazing work. So you guys should go to the Discord and become subscribers for two reasons. One, it is the single greatest way to support us in the things we do here. And two, you get things. Depending upon which tier you want to give us a hand at, you can have a homebrew item. We give you an NPC with a stat block and even personality traits. We give you a homebrew monster. We make map for you. And we even have a, maybe allegedly at the highest tier, there may or may not be a complete one-shot ready to go. So if you ever have to throw something together real quick, we've got your back.
Listen, right. I don't know. Like I said, if we had that conversation gone wrong, you may have actually needed to go find Drac.
Yeah, you might be taking a long walk off a short plank.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. Well, y'all, I'm ready. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty
Yeah.
then.
Let's go.
Megan's
What?
making me jealous over there with the bacon.
Would you guys like to do? Are you going to just stay in the rest of the night and wait for supper time to arrive for your guest? Okay.
Might as
Is
well
there any
cook a fancy
further
meal.
role play or information sharing you guys wish to do before we jump to that portion?
No.
Okay.
Drac is
One
thinking
round.
about it, but he hasn't decided. He's just
Okay.
He is eyeing red though half of the time. He's just like, don't say anything about it. Don't say anything about it. Don't say anything about it.
Oh, it's not Reds to tell. So
But still, he's
Shortly
just
after
like,
what would be like acceptable supper time, there is a knock at the door. Just a quick.
I'll go open it.
And you see a very familiar, kind of dirty blonde-haired, middle-aged man wearing civilian attire. Very plain clothing, very unassuming clothing. And he looks at you. Glad I remember where you stay.
She'll just kind of like sweep him in. Of course.
He walks in. Thank you.
Close the door behind him.
Mhm.
Lock it.
He
You're
kind of
never leaving.
turns for a minute.
Just so no one else gets any ideas.
Trust
We
you. That's all he says.
we had some intruders yesterday that we'd rather not have come back.
That is unfortunate. I don't remember seeing anything in my paper about that.
They weren't the
Usual
physical
sort.
type.
Mm.
Right.
Best way to describe them would be spirits.
Dinner?
Right here for you.
Red like snorts loudly at that.
You've met my company, of course. Zon. This one
Hello.
is Red. This one is Drakix. Our healer is assisting at the hospital.
Red.
Mm.
Now that you've had a bit more light and time to see this individual, make a history check.
Oh Lord, okay. All right.
Oh shit, they got some beef.
That's getting re-rolled.
Why is it getting re-rolled? What'd you roll?
I rolled a friggin' 11.
Oh,
But I rolled a nat 20 that time, so
My
22?
god.
Nice.
Isn't that like your third one tonight?
Yes,
Yep,
it is.
there is.
She's got her own golden snitch.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know Elowen. You didn't recognize them at first
Mhm.
because their hair's grown out quite some time since the last time you saw them.
Mhm.
The last time you dealt with them, you know that they were, how do I put this? They were walking alongside
Mhm.
someone you were told to protect.
Ah.
Officially, the Castle City Guard had no presence or business with your protectee.
Ah.
It just so happened that out of sheer coincidence, there was a roaming patrol heading the same exact path.
Also, Doc is dissing you in chat. Just FYI, Red.
Not even looking at chat.
Point. He does have a point.
But you do pick up on that he recognizes you because you haven't changed much.
Oh no. Still the same.
Yeah.
But I will lay out dinner for everyone. Probably took some time to get something going.
Yeah.
For the entire group.
Okay.
And just sit and eat and chat, basically.
Elowen will sit down and he'll start on his meal, but about partway through, he'll be like, well, now that I've had some time to digest this and that, and he'll just look at Red for a minute.
I know again.
Think I'm understanding the scope of the kind of things you're getting in.
Oh, no, you have no idea.
Good. I don't think I want to, but
Perhaps not, but we do need
I-
your help.
will help someone like you where needed.
Just
And even you. He'll look over to Red.
I don't want you to put yourself in danger. You have your own family to look after.
I do.
But we do need someone with access to information. And I was hoping that you might have someone you trust a little further up the chain that we might be able to speak with. We were working with Captain Gallon before his demise, and I won't call it an accident because it was not an accident.
Certainly not. And she's visibly angry at the moment.
Okay. Elowen will kind of definitely give a confused look.
Should I get the book?
Might as well.
All right.
And turn back to Elowen. Gallon and we and Gallon, wards, however you want to say it, he was helping us investigate because of some ongoing conflicts in the Surwich Fields. Considering some sky shock attacks that had been going on there.
I remember that.
Mhm.
You and he like you can see like the dots are getting connected now because he's hasn't really realized this. It's like it's
The Ilrunes were using the sky shocks to try and push out the moss scales and the Collins.
that report made no mention of either of you.
And that's on purpose.
Good on Captain Gallon.
Mhm.
And you do remember that was
We-
part of the deal.
Yeah.
He would keep your guys as safe from that, but still pass on what he could.
We found the evidence that he needed to push the Ilrunes into their deserved punishment. At least some of them. The Sons are doing what they can to hold on. And we don't blame them for their father's work. But when
Right.
Captain Gallon went missing, and we learned it was in the fields, we went looking for him. We've been there before, we know the land. And we found Captain Gallon in one of similar tunnels. Not the same ones, but a similar one.
What do you mean foul?
His body.
It's in a similar tunnel to those ones that we closed due to the sky shocks. To put it bluntly, someone murdered him and left him in a tunnel under the island.
The only
don't-
real personal effect left was this. And she'll slide the book over to him.
And he's gonna take it. We're gonna do a series of checks here. Treat this as kind of a role play comp.
Got it.
Everyone is going to have to bring something to the table to assist with success.
All right.
So, since Eva's doing the bulk of the talking, yours will be persuasion.
Ooh, I'm good at that.
For you,
I'm
Red.
re-rolling that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, before you re-roll it, I'm just gonna go down the line.
Mhm.
Red,
Mhm.
you've also been talking, and you kind of put down some hard evidence. So you can we can find you a different check to make, or you can assist her with this.
Oh, I'll assist her.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Hang on, let me roll that one more time then. We'll just take the higher of those two. Holy shit, they're bad. That's a +8. Highest 16.
16.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jackerson's on. I know you two haven't really spoken to this roleplay moment yet, so I do want to give you that chance as you are beginning to see they've brought in someone who is of the guard, someone they trust, someone that Eva trusts. What are some things either of you would like to assist with, or are you just going to take a back seat here?
Drac is gonna look to Eva and just be like, how much should we trust him?
Should we trust him? I would say implicitly, but for his own safety, I need him to understand that we have enough evidence that we need to speak to someone of import.
Then he's gonna say, take what they have first, understand that, and if you need more information, I will give something. And he's gonna stay quiet after that. He wants to see what happens with these before he helps out further.
All right.
Zan's just gonna be the good host and just keep on pouring drink in.
We'll get him drunk before the
Yeah.
night's over.
Right.
Putting
I
a
will
little
say
bit
if
more
you-
food.
It's not really fair to you at this point to ask for something just yet. So we'll say Dracox and Zana, if you guys just want to defer, we can have
Yeah.
like a second round come up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So first round, 16. We're going to each roll one more d20
Mm-hmm.
because that is a success, but is a low end success.
Okay.
So now we're going to have a contest of wills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have his wisdom modifier to this roll,
Mm-hmm.
and you will add your charisma modifier to yours.
Is
So
that
basically
for
a
myself
charisma
and?
check.
Eva,
Just Eva.
Okay.
Got it.
So that's just what, a charisma
a
check?
charisma check.
That's good. That's really good. 23.
That's really good.
Dang,
I rolled a
alright.
10 on the dice, and his wisdom modifier is 2. So I will pull that up from a low success to a success. So he's not running for the door. He doesn't seem tense, but he doesn't seem convinced.
That's fair.
He takes a journal, if you let him,
Mm-hmm.
and he will begin to thumb through it. This is his handwriting, but you said there were these other tunnels?
How much do you want to know before you risk your life for something that is much bigger than this island? I'm only asking that we find someone that you trust in command that we can speak with. Because
I
this is
need-
massive.
And he'll kind of put the book down while it's open and put his hands on the pages. If I'm going to take this to somebody, I need to be able to get them to look past the law of the deep.
Mm.
Understood.
And he will look at the entire party at this point.
Do you know how these islands stay afloat? Not just the common knowledge, but the reality.
I'm looking at a spell real quick. Please hold.
Okay.
Not on him. Don't worry.
Okay.
Drac is going to, after Red mentioned the secret of the what keeps the islands up, he's gonna go, well, beyond the secrets of the island and what keeps them afloat, what happens if you were to possibly find out of a conspiracy to poison the islands?
That
And-
would be with evidence. That would help a lot.
You've already seen the evidence.
Well, part of it.
Those black
Mm.
blades. But that's only part of it. The rest of it will. You'll have to determine if you want to listen to that.
Let me put
Right.
it to you this way. And Eva will, if you'll allow, because it is a unique use of the spell, modify the disguise self that she has up.
Mm-hmm.
And the ears that are normally kept shorter will
Mhm.
go back to their full half-elf form.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's an illusion spell that you have complete control over.
My people are rare here, as you are well aware. I've been trying to find out what happened to them, where they went. And in the course of doing so, we have been to a few islands. One, our doctors, and this one. Although, this one was more by accident. The same tunnel that we found Galen in has an illusion behind it, and powerful magic running down it.
Did you venture past?
We did. We figured, at the very least, we could see if it was something that the Ilruns had set up again, or if perhaps someone else was trying to use their same tactics to try and disturb the fields again. But we were wrong on both accounts.
And what we found was far more disturbing.
A graveyard of sarcophagi. Back before I've made a certain deal, I was able to see spirits, which is wonderful when they start invading your home all of a sudden, and you can no longer sense that they're there. But I can see into not a different plane, but a different dimension, basically. And there are elves there.
What do you
But
mean?
they are only spiritual in form. Their physical forms are in the sarcophagi underneath us. And their essence is being used to keep this island aloft. That is what was behind the illusion that we found. Before we were chased out by a stone golem that decided to petrify us. Which is when I mentioned the fact that we might owe the temple a little bit of money.
And it appears in the notes.
Can the temple at least speak on your devocation?
Oh yes.
Absolutely.
Stonebeard? Was that his name?
Yeah.
I don't.
I think, yeah.
One of the clerics there was our first point of contact, and he had to retrieve one of his elders to assist due to the gravity of the magic required to unpetrify the both of us.
Especially with one of you missing 2 fingers.
And he'll kind of look around, like trying to see everybody's hands real quick. Like, who's missing 2 fingers?
Magic can do some funny things depending on how you use it. It's a lot to take in, and it goes even further beyond than that, but I can show you the tunnel if you would like.
Though it's probably quite dangerous. Just the
Actually,
knowledge
What
of
Galen?
this.
his body is down there still. Looked like
Right.
it had been stabbed by something, but we were unable to retrieve it before we could get out.
And there are notes in code in there that I was able to decipher.
And he'll
in
look
that book.
down. Did you leave the notes in the book, or do you have your own separate book?
She would have had the doc write down all the things she was able to decipher.
So it's in his journal.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's code in there that
if we can retrieve his body, and you can see there's still like this conflict of stories that he's been told officially by official of powers that individual perished due to being torn apart by a sky shark versus what a trusted friend is now telling.
I was looking at my spells, but because I'm not a bard anymore, I have different spells. So we can take you there. If you would like, you can bring someone else of import who would be willing to be your witness and ours.
No,
But
I can't think of anybody.
it's not
Ever
the
since
safest.
Price, it's been difficult.
We should be safe as long as we don't go past the illusion. But there's no guarantee. That guardian that is guarding that space is not something that we can mess with.
Right.
What would you like to do?
And he's going to... I'm going to give him a general insight check
Mhm.
for the whole party.
Mm-hmm.
So I need everyone to roll a persuasion check.
Got it.
I'm
So I can have a
Right?
and I'm going to round out your average.
I'm
Right.
not good at those right now.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Holy shit, son.
What the
Natural
fuck?
It's just because I've been pouring beer into his glass or maybe or whatever.
I'm
And
gonna
just,
say,
you know,
Don, what do you do to gain this natural 20?
Pour
Holy
beer
shit,
into his
Kat.
nah,
glass.
she literally just is just like, you know, making sure that he's well fed, you know, topping up his drink. She's just acting very chill and not like intimidating or I don't know.
So you're dialing back on your usual
Yes.
like intimidating warrior
Yeah.
presence, and you're just
Yeah.
trying to just show that, hey, yes, we're probably very dangerous people, but you have nothing to fear here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's being more homey than
Okay,
rough
so we have
and tough.
a 13 from Drac, a natural 20 from Levikazan for a 20 total, a 17 from Red, and a 20 from Eva. Spectacular.
Drac was too vague. That's the reason why it doesn't work out so well. He's like, I'll
And
give you a little
this is
tidbit, but that's it.
hilarious enough. I rolled a 16.
Oh,
So he does linger on Drakix for a moment, but he'll look to Zahn, and Zahn, I will say that you may have not been in every single clan council meeting room. You may have not been very interested in the politics of your nomadic tribe,
Mm-hmm.
but you do understand there is a necessity to be brave on the battlefield and cunning in the tent.
Yes.
And here I feel Zahn really finds her cunningness within the tent.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Red, you have presented forth the information, and you speak to you to at least have a working knowledge of each other.
Mhm.
And Eva, you've never given this man a reason to doubt you.
yeah.
Dracus gets a side eye.
I mean, that's kind of normal.
In all honesty, Drac was just the most vague out of everybody. He's just like, hey, there's a conspiracy, but you also have the proof, but he's not telling him what the proof is or anything, so he's just keeping his mouth shut. It's like he wants to make sure that this guy is all in. If he is, then he'll tell more. So
And
therefore, this doesn't surprise me.
And with that, he closes the book and just slides it back. If we can retrieve his body and I can get it to the right people safely in the cover of night, I could set up a very beneficial meeting.
Do you have climbing gear? You'll need it.
Not yet, but I could always request to draw it from our storage.
We'll certainly need it. It's not easy to access without it.
No,
Would you like to go now? Or would you rather wait for another night? I understand, as I mentioned, you have a family. I'm not going to take you from them.
can we do tomorrow? It would
I
give
don't
me
s-
tonight to just let my family know I won't be home tomorrow night and give me a whole working day to check on some things.
Of course. Just
All right.
stop by again when you're ready. We should be here.
Is there somewhere I can meet you? Perhaps in the fields?
If you would like to, yes.
That would be best.
Stop by the Mossgales and ask if you'd be willing to stay just around their house for a little bit. If you tell them that it's on our behalf, I don't see why they would say no.
As a GM, I will just throw in a note that because he's not here to plug his apothecary, you could just meet
I
at
was-
the apothecary.
Yeah, Drax,
Oh,
I was
yeah,
gonna
that's
say,
true. let's
let's not bother them as much because we don't know if anybody's still watching them,
we
considering
still
what
have?
happened. The
Yeah.
apothecary works.
All right. Do you know where the apothecary is out in the field? Just out
I've
on the.
heard of it, yes.
Our healer's normally there when he's not at the hospital, so
Ah,
that is his abode.
then I will see you there just after the descent. And you
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
know that as common. Like, they don't really refer to as sundown, they refer to as the descent.
Yeah. The sun is always there.
I mean, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, no, it's not always
No, I
there.
know.
It's.
I'm just messing.
Very well. He just like clears his throat from a moment and just like stares down at his food for a good minute. This was
This
a
is
very
the-
lovely meal.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, but you are welcome to stay and finish it.
Thank you. But I think I'm going to head home.
Of course.
Would you like to take some sweets for dessert? Zahn holds up
Or
a
for the
tray of
kids.
sweets.
Oh my
And
god.
he looks at you and he's like, "You are incredibly disarming." And takes one of the desserts.
I mean, if you want more for the kids, I really shouldn't finish these all by myself.
He will take two,
There
which
we go.
leads you to notice he probably has two kids.
Yeah. Has the purchaser of sweets become the sweet giver? Ruh-roh.
Oh,
The
God.
sweet giver.
This
Thank
is
you for
just-
trusting us, Elowen. I know it's a lot to ask.
Correct. But if I can lay my eyes upon him, we can go from there.
Have a good
But
night.
have a good night. And he will leave.
Well, that didn't seem to go too bad.
It could have been a lot. Could have been a lot worse.
Very true.
I don't think he's 100% yet, And honestly, I'm having my doubts that Galen might still be there when we get there, since we pissed off Mr. Security Man. But
Well, we could always go down, find out, and be like, well, shit.
well,
Well,
that's my concern, because then we start losing trust again. And we don't have a lot of other evidence to go off of. Can't exactly go tell him we blew up ships at the dock.
no, but he seemed to be trusting enough of us.
But
That-
we could always tell him also about the fact that we had that, that we saw that fight with the black weapons and what they do.
Pretty sure he's already somewhat thinking that direction. Not
Yes,
gonna
and
lie.
actually where they came from and who could
Well,
have.
I wouldn't go that far. We could tell him, but we have nothing to back it up right now. We need either those weapons or those people, and we don't have either.
I will not keep those people alive. I will end up making sure the fact that I separate their head from their body.
Well, what
That's fine. Just make sure that we don't. Sorry, Red. Make sure we don't incinerate them so that we have some evidence left behind.
Right. No incineration. Got it.
I mean,
Got
we
it.
do
No
have
lightning.
evidence. Technically, we could talk to our cleric friend and see the notes that Doc made, and that would kind of he's our alibi that we did have them at one point, but not because we brought them in, but because right?
I won't say no. I don't know how much Stonebeard would be willing to.
Technically, I'd be the one at fault because I brought them as I was on the ship
No.
and everything else.
You were on
That's
a
called
whole different
espionage.
ship, and we saw you that afternoon, and you came with us.
Yeah, that is true. You are
Yeah.
my alibi. Perfect. Thanks for reminding me. I'm
Yeah.
good on that one.
Yeah.
I never thought I needed an alibi before. Holy shit.
And now
So do you
Zon's
feel
your
like we're
alibi.
tracking?
That's dangerous.
I mean, we can always ask Stonebeard if he's willing, but I'm not going to throw him under the bus without him knowing about it first.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying we do have something that we could use. We're not at a loss for evidence.
Yeah.
So, now what?
Well, tomorrow, Red, you mentioned something about the valley?
Right. Do we want to venture out into the valley beforehand?
I mean,
Well-
I have nothing else to do all day. Cassandra will be at school.
True.
Unless there's something else you would like to try and accomplish tomorrow. Staring pointedly at Drakex.
Like realizing Drac is just like no. Eva, do you remember any kind of yelling of names and actions when you kind of snapped out of it last night? That
I
maybe somebody said that they'd teach Cassandra how to smuggle.
No?
Oh, okay.
Are you trying to turn my daughter into a smuggler?
Look, right, it was the first thing that popped up in my head. I thought I could snap you out of it. You kind of looked like it worked, so therefore I figured I'd ask. But no, that's actually not the reason why I'm
Honestly,
bringing
if
that
she
up.
learned some of those skills, I wouldn't be disappointed. But if she learned all of them, then you and I have a problem.
Really, if you think, in all honesty, if you think about it, either learning from me or Red, she'd end up having the same skills. She'd be able to do it. Either smuggling people through items, like through the docks without worry, or smuggling people in and out through the city itself. I do the docks, she does the city.
All right.
But anyway, that's not the reason why I brought it up.
Alright,
I'll
good
just
to
teach
know
her how to
that.
hold a sword.
First, we need to get some weight training under her belt if she's going to be holding a sword, because
Can I do that?
Oh, God.
I mean, if you can get her to keep interested in it.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, she's 10.
She loves
She's interested
me.
in. Yes, she's interested in you, but I don't know if she's interested in work.
Right.
We will see.
Okay.
Anyway,
Best of
as,
luck.
as it is, I'm bringing it up because you guys don't really know much about my past, and as it stands, it was brought up in the conversation with Red earlier, and I would rather you guys know, just in case it bears concern or anything in the future. Okay?
Okay.
I was once part of a ship known as the Stardust. It was a prominent ship. Many knew of it, many knew of the captain, and we were one day laid upon by other vessels. The problem is, I was the only survivor, and therefore it has become part of a stigma. Which is the reason, as he looks to Red, why he stared at me the way that he did and then mentioned it with contempt.
Right.
So,
Do you know why you were attacked? Were you carrying something, or?
I was young. I didn't really know as much then. But there is a couple of things that my captain didn't mention, was the fact that he was looking for a way under. Possibly that's why they attacked us, or it could have been the fact that we had something else on board and it needed to go under.
Hold on. Underwear?
Under the cloud ocean.
Under the cloud ocean.
Well, bits and pieces seem to be falling into place right now for me.
It is quite possible that we may have been looking for the Shattered Temple and came upon because of that. Now that, with the information that we have. Or it could have been something else, another place that may have had information regarding it. And I don't remember as to where I was picked up, being the only person within the lifeboat tied to that ship. And so it's hard to say. I have no real records of where we were sailing at the time, only the skills parted to me. So I could get us practically almost anywhere because of the charts that I know pretty much embedded within my head. But the information as to where we were going, what we were searching for, what we had, I don't have that. But I
Right.
wanted to at least let you know that there's a certain stigma tied to me because of it, and I try not to make people realize as to what ship I was once tied to. But the stories, they lead to me anyway.
Do you remember who attacked you? Or at least the ships?
There were black ships with black sails, right? If I remember correctly from the description we decided on.
Make a history check.
This is why you write notes.
No, it was a conversation we had. I'm gonna re-roll that with my help die.
Okay. Don't forget what you got before stream.
Please, dice gods, be nice to me, okay? Double digits. Fuck you.
Oh, brother.
Don't forget what you got before stream.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget what you got.
I'm using that now. I am using that now.
Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it?
I'll let you roll it because...
Okay.
For the record, he has a 2 and a 1 under his belt right now. It's not looking good for him. Oh, that rolled.
Is that a nat 20?
You did not.
Is that a nat 20?
You did not.
Is that a nat 20? Is that a nat 20?
First of all, is that the snitch?
It is. It's not a 20. It's -1. It's a 19.
Okay, I can take that. I'll take that.
That fucking snitch, man.
As you kind of draw upon that memory, some of that fog that's been lingering around that particular section of your mind begins to clear. And you see the ship as it rose up out from under the cloud ocean, wreathed in clouds as it parted ways. You did see a flag, a predominantly black flag with a particular stylized blue rose upon its banner. A familiar marking to one of your companion's birthmarks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that is where we will end the stream.
No, I have more questions.
So we can get back our doctor next week.
I have
Doc,
questions.
if you're watching this, I need you to be here next week. I need you. Because we still haven't actually talked about that. Drac
lurking.
knows about it.
Yeah, he says he will be.
Alrighty then. Well, we will end it a little bit early there, but just because I want him to be back for that particular segment. I'm sure my players are raging right now about it, but it'll be okay. He's about to walk into the door. Well, I mean, I don't work tomorrow.
Listen, I
I'm
have enough to
Canadian.
do tomorrow. I have
Okay.
places to be.
We will
Yep.
end it there.
Yep.
We will pick up next week to see where this information lies and how it will shape the story moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, thank you all so very much for being here. We all are very happy you're here. Make sure you swing by our Discord and all of our lovely socials. If you are celebrating a familiar holiday tomorrow, please be safe. Please travel safely. And as great advice earlier, when you get close to your destination, make sure you put a little extra gas in there just in case you decide to leave early.
Listen, make sure the fact that the wheels have enough air, the tank
Yep.
is full. You got a couple of snacks in there too, just in case. You know, you gotta make sure you got the essentials for that trip back.
And I'm not joking when I say this. I'm very serious about this. Keep a warm blanket in your trunk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least in the back seat.
At least in the backseat. But until next week, be safe, have fun, and always, please, do not forget your snacks. Good night, everybody.
Good night.